Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we got how I see the U.S. after 2 years abroad. Yeah, man, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be describing her experiences living abroad. Um, I mean, I feel like it'll be different. I mean, it'll be different. I mean, different cultures, different way of living and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see, man. Let's get straight to it. Come on.
I left the US. What I didn't expect was how much leaving would change how I left behind. Some things I once thought of as normal now seem strange. I'm going to share with you things that I realized only after living abroad for some time, and I hope those differences offer you a new perspective on living in the US. This is my second time living in Spain. When I was working on my permanent residency, I had to pay for private health insurance. I wasn't a part of Spain's national healthcare system yet. How much was it? It was 88 euros a month. That's it. Full coverage. No deductible, no co-pays. That's private insurance. Using private clinics, private doctors, having private care. If you're American, you've probably been down the healthcare rabbit hole lately, having conversations about high premiums, deductibles, bills that feel like a second mortgage.
Right.
Many Americans are finally starting to wake up to the fact that this doesn't have to be normal. There's a world where healthcare isn't tied to your job and it's not a luxury. In much of the world, health is treated as a basic human right, where you're not just another consumer turning in a profit machine. It's not enough to make healthcare in the US more affordable. It has to be a right for everyone. Once I was fully integrated into the system in Spain, my healthcare was free, fully covered, without paying a cent beyond my taxes. Meanwhile, back in the US, insurance companies get a piece of your paycheck before you receive it. Then they make you scrimp and save what's left of your paycheck. That's so you can pay for the care they denied you, even though it should be covered under your plan. Before now, it was normal to me that insurance got a cut of my paycheck before I got paid. You can't even cancel your plan until the enrollment window opens each year, once a year. That's even if your healthcare is not rendering the service that you're paying for. You have to pay your premium. It's not a choice. They get your money before you get your paycheck. It's despicable. That used to feel normal to me. And now I realize it has to change. I'm not sure if you've noticed, I'm a Black woman. A Black American woman who lives in a town in northern Spain. When I moved here, I had to make several visits to the police station. It's a place where you get your government IDs, such as passports. During one of my visits, I was panicked. The timeline for a document was almost due, but I wasn't able to make an appointment to take care of it.
Okay.
Without this step, my residency was in jeopardy. So I went to the police station without an appointment. Upon arriving, I checked in at the entrance and told the officer there my story. As I was sharing it, another officer walked by. He heard me. He listened. He pulled me aside, and then he assisted me. He made time for me. Contrast that with Orlando, where I lived for 11 years before moving.
Orlando, that's where I'm at. Man, I don't know. It feel like every time we react to somebody, like in London or somewhere else in Europe, they always from Florida or something like that. That's crazy.
There, I had a much different experience. Driving home from work one day, I was being tailed by a police cruiser. I'm not talking a couple blocks. I was followed from the highway exit to my front door. That's a few miles. When I pulled into my driveway, they stopped up on the corner next to my house. They stayed there as I went inside. 5 minutes later, they drove off. Did they run my tags? Likely. Did they check my address? Probably. Orlando is a town that has a shortage of police, but they made sure to make time for me. Here, I've seen police assist the elderly as they walk up the hills when they can't bear the weight of their groceries anymore. Before now, that would have seemed like a fantasy to me. It's reality here, and I think it's beautiful. So my question is, should police look for problems or should they look for solutions? Now, don't get me wrong, Spain isn't a utopia. Bureaucracy here is on a level that I could never have imagined. Remember how I had to go to the police station for my residency? I was in the process of proving why my last name on my birth certificate and passport are different. I had to provide information on why I would change my last name after marrying. That's even after going through this process already when I lived here 20 years ago. So yes, both countries have their quirks. Now let's talk about stereotypes. I've seen some comments saying that Americans are unaware or uneducated, and sure, some of us can't find Belgium on a map. But let's not pretend that everyone else knows where Wyoming is either. The truth is, sweeping assumptions cut both ways. I've met amazing, thoughtful Americans abroad who defy every cliche. I've also met non-Americans who think that I should rap and play basketball. I do neither.
My plastic surgeon doesn't want me doing any activity where balls fly at my nose. Well, there goes your social life.
The United States is huge. If you exclude Alaska and Russia, the continental US is larger than Europe. Within its borders, Americans can experience an incredible variety of cultures, landscapes, and histories. There's beautiful desert landscapes in Arizona. Nolens has jazz culture. Napa Valley has its rolling vineyards, and the Pacific Northwest is breathtaking. Each region feels like its own unique country. While Americans may not need a passport to explore, they're not necessarily staying in one place. To paint all Americans with the same brush doesn't reflect on them. It reflects on the person making the assumption.
True.
Every culture has layers, and the US, in its sheer size and diversity, is no exception. Yes, Americans and the US are flawed, but so are we all. So please, give us grace. Even though the US may be flawed, there are ways to create a better, more secure life there. You might not control the system, but you can definitely control your approach to it. Make sure that you are prioritizing annual checkups and fitness and eating actual food so that you can reduce medical expenses in the long run. Compare your pharmacy prices. I used to use GoodRx for this. Work with your neighbors or friends to share your resources within your neighborhood or your community. Help causes that improve your community and invite the local police to try and make that connection. You may not get everything that you want all at once, but there won't be change if you don't make an effort. Hope isn't a handout. By taking small, deliberate steps, you can build a life that feels less trapped by circumstance and more guided by your own values and choices. How do I view the US after living abroad for 2 years? I see it with love, frustration, and hope. Living here has shown me what's possible. It's also shown me what's worth fighting for. For those of you who are interested in moving to Spain, I've linked some videos in the description to help you. They're from other channels. If you can't leave the US, don't worry. Change starts small. It begins in your choices, your community, your willingness to demand better. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time for siesta.
Hey man, I loved it. Hey, it was a very strong and direct message, which I love, man. I love it. That was great. That was a very good video, man. But like you said, man, I mean, we got our flaws, man. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things that we as a country need to work on. There's a lot of things other country are doing better or thriving at, and we just still, trying to figure it out. You feel me, and stuff like that. So, again, we all got our flaws, and I feel like we just got to keep working towards being better. And like she said, I love the message. Even if you can't get out of here, if you want to move somewhere else, by all means. But if you like it here, and if you like it here, there are things you could do. You feel me? Like she said, make sure you prioritize your health. Prioritize your eating habits. Prioritize exercise and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. So, again, like I said, I love the message. It was great. So, and thank you guys so much for watching with me, and thank you so much for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.